Beloved within the Christian church, um, this is a sermon called The Third Angel's Message. The Third Angel's Message. Revelation 14 and verse 9 states this. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of her indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whoso receiveth the mark of his name. Here is a patient of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and have the testimony, have the faith of Jesus. Now, beloved in the church, this is the fellow Christians of other denominations geared toward you directly in this sermon. Beloved in the fellow Christian other denominations, including Catholic and other Protestant denominations, Babylon is fallen. That's the second angel's message. It fell first in 538 AD when the church became a state and made the Roman Catholic Church and became the abomination of desolation. It fell again in 1844 when other Christian denominations that keep Sunday decided not to come out of Babylon, decided to stay keeping Sunday rather than the fourth commandment, which is the Sabbath commandment, and rejected the call to come out of Babylon according to Revelation chapter 18, verse 2 to 4, under the loud cry of that message. But beloved in the Christian church, the third angel's message is a more strident call to you. It says the third angel's message followed them, saying, if any man worships the beast in his image. So the call is to you, my fellow Christian believers in other denominations, Baptist, Pentecostal, Lutheran, Methodist. I have many families who are Pentecostal, family members who are Pentecostal, Lutheran, Methodist, and Episcopalian. The call is to you to come out of Babylon because Babylon is fallen. And if you worship the beast in his image, you shall receive the mark in your forehead and in your hand, and you shall receive the cup of her indignation, which is poured out without mixture. And you shall be fornicating. And so what this is talking about is that if you worship the papacy and his image, what is the image? It's apostate Protestant church in league with the U.S. government, with the apostate Protestant churches in control of the state through the church system. The Johnson Amendment that Donald Trump is trying to repeal through executive order by not enforcing it, that Lyndon Baines Johnson started under Kennedy's administration, is going to allow the churches to control the state through super PACs and electing congressmen to Congress to make their laws and enforce their decrees. When the leading churches of our nation say you're not on common points of doctrine, shall enforce the state to follow her dogmas, then we shall see the wonderful workings of Satan, his ashes. My favorite Christian author said this, beloved in the Christian church. So, beloved in the Christian church, do not worship the beast in his image, because the beast is the papacy. His image is the apostate Protestant league with the state. And her fornication, beloved, is priestcraft with statecraft, or the union of church and state. The separation of church and state will be thrown down, and it will unite to enforce the mark of the beast. What is the mark of the beast? It goes to the forehead of the hand. Well, the mark of the beast is the forehead because you actually believe the Sunday to be the Sabbath day, and the hand is because of out of convenience. You want to be able to buy and sell and have food and land in these last days, beloved. Well, beloved, do not receive the mark of the beast. Do not worship on Sunday and keep the day that the beast has set up the papacy in 321 AD by Constantine. Because if you do, you will receive, according to the scripture, third angel's message, eternal torment in hellfire. Now, you're not going to burn eternally, it will never stop burning, like some Christians teach. But you will burn until you are ashes, according to the book of Malachi, under the soles of the righteous feet. Malachi chapter 4 and verse 3. So, beloved in the Adventist church, this is our wonderful message that we're going to give to our fellow Christians in other denominations. In other Christians and fellow other denominations, you are our Christian brethren. You are brethren that we love, that we're calling you out of this apostate system. Come out of Babylon, my people. Christ calls you his people. So you're just as much his people as Seventh-day Adventists are in our church. You're equally his people. Christ said in the New Testament, he said, I have sheep that are not of this fold. So you're his precious sheep that are in these folds. Come out of Babylon so you can be saved and be sealed for these last days. So you will not receive the 7 last plagues. What are the 7 last plagues? Bloody waters, boils and blisters. Blood in the water, boils in the skin, and hot blistering heat, and darkness on the sea of the beast was the papacy. The Roman Catholic Church the Pope was over in Rome, beloved, in the Christian church. This is the third angel's message in verity. Come out of Babylon, my people, so that you receive not of her plagues, that you drink not the wine of the wrath of her fornication, which is poured out without mixing the cup of her indignation. Now what does verse 12 say? It says, here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and have the faith of Jesus. What does that mean? Those who keep the commandments of God are those who keep all of God's 10 commandments, including the fourth, which this commandment deals with the Sabbath commandment, and does not violate the fourth commandment by not buying and selling on that day, by not working on that day, by not speaking about worldly endeavors on that day. That is the fourth commandment. That is the commandment that separates God's people from the apostate Protestant world and from the other Christian denominations like the papacy and from the pagan world or pagan religions, beloved. And here is the patience to keep the commandments of God and have the faith of Jesus. What is the faith of Jesus? The faith of Jesus, the testimony of Jesus Christ, or the spirit of prophecy. They have a modern day prophet, according to Isaiah 8:20, to long to testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. That prophet arose in the year 1833 into 1915. Her ministry, Sister Ellen G. White, arose to call that people to be a true people in these last days. She was the antitypical Moses. He brought the children of, like Moses brought the children of Israel out of Egypt. Sister Ellen G. White brought the pagan, apostate, Protestant religions out of Babylon into the truth of these last days. So that's her gift. They have the key. They keep all of God's 10 commandments, including the fourth commandment, and they believe in all the prophets in Old New Testament, including the apostles. And they believe in Sister Ellen G. White's writings. That's what makes them a commandment-keeping remnant church in these last days. So, beloved, I would admonish you, other Christian denominations, to come out of Babylon. My people, you are his people. You are his people. And so you can not receive the wrath of the third angel's message upon you, or the 7 last plagues of Revelation chapter 15 and 16. God bless you. Maranatha.